So when you got
These beats are the purest.
It's all my fault. We just wanted to make this day extra super duper special for you. Not even my bare chested squat dancing helped. Oh, I tried my best. I tried my best.
Hello, everybody, and welcome on into the Aurora Overwatch Clash Season 2, first round of our playoffs here. We just got off an exciting banger, a Map 5 upset, the number 12 seed taking on the number 5 Junkyard Dogs, taking them out of this bracket and sending them home. But now, we have another upset on the horizon, the number 11 Paper Plains going up against our number 6 team, the Washington Overwatch team. I'll be Booney, and joining me today is going to be Paninii, and Paninii coming off that Map 5 banger. Can we expect something similar here, or are we thinking maybe it's back to this, back to the norm of the lower number winning here?
Well, I think the last match was kind of like a standout. Like, I don't think that's going to happen very often. I think it's kind of rare that happen. This one, I'm expecting kind of a kind of a close match, but I don't think it's going to be as tight as that last match was, because the last one was like really tight, back and forth. This one, I feel like a lot of people are predicting the higher seed to win, and I don't imagine that happens twice. Is the big upset like that?
And we just ended our last match on Oasis. Why not go back to it here on our first map of this series? Our last game of the quarterfinals, actually. Or no, wait, this is the pre-quarterfinals, so I've run a 16, question mark? Kind of. But whoever wins this one will be moving on to our selection show, which will be happening right after this match, so do not go anywhere. A huge night of Aurora ahead of you. So see where your team lands on the bracket if you are still in the running. But now going into Oasis, it is going to be University for our first point. And looking at it, the Joker Queen coming out here for Fedora Master, and the Zarya here for Urpel. Urpel, not really prone to playing the Joker Queen recently in the recent matches, so trying his luck with the Zarya.
The Paper Planes have like really been trying to run this brawl. It's been like having mixed results, but I think in general people have started to notice the brawl does work pretty good against the Junker Queen here. We'll see if that like stands this match too.
A really nice pull by the knife. There's a lot of the hack on the Poi, who is ringing. We forgot to mention we have some ringers in the squad, but we'll mention them later. Fedora, the first pick on a Cello guy. The wall does not keep him protected there. Base God has to use Immortality Field. Keep the team up nice and healthy. Urpel with the bubble in the front right now, but Teddy is being a nuisance right now in the backline. Poi will find one on a Sonic Ronic. Another ringer in this match, and Base God takes down Teddy with the dink to the noggin. But Fedora Master is still in this fight, has a shout, has the axe, can heal up real quickly here. Base God falls so low. And it's just Poi right now on the point, forced to wraith out. Very spooky, like Shell Guy has returned, but it's a very sad song back to spawn as Urpel swaps over onto the Junker Queen and Washington take our first control.
Yeah, it is really tough, especially if you don't kill the Junker Queen really quickly, because she has so much self-sustain, and they are running the Kiriko just to keep the Junker Queen alive. If you don't kill the Junker Queen quickly, she will like just heal up and just kill your entire backline.
They were forced to use that May block very earlier from Chilla Guy. Urpel takes on Sunrise Immortality Field, so it's a good trade. Urpel makes first pick on Raz. So with the Kiriko out of the fight, no cleanse here, but Fedora Master goes in with the Rampage build up so fast here, but Urpel finds two. Urpel gets both supports here. Fedora tries to bring it back here with the Rampage. Urpel's very weak here, and Corey and Fedora might touch it out. Chilla got on the point, 1 HP, make that 0, as Corey lighting the kill feed on the Sombra. Teddy returns. Base God will get one for his troubles, but it's not going to be nearly enough as Raz is able to keep back the point and keep team nice and healthy. And a good ult from Fedora Master to bring it back into Washington's favor.
Yeah, Fedora Master just showing like how strong this Junker Queen is early. Especially the Paper Planes aren't running the Kiriko with it, so when that the Rampage goes off, it's going to purple almost the entire team, and you're not going to have the Suzy for it. So if you aren't able to like stay alive through that, it's a pretty easy fight win for the Junker Queen with Rampage.
Poi comes in here with a Death Blossom, will only find Immortality Field, and now here comes Corey with an EMP. It's a 3-man. Raz will find Neslo in the meantime, losing out on the Lucio speed here for Urpel. Make it pretty rough. A big pulse bomb from Teddy sticks to Urpel. And Teddy will clean up another one on Chella Guy, and a nice ultimate fight there from the side of the Overwatch team. And a lot thrown in there for the Paper Planes and not too much garnered.
Yeah, and going into the last fight, it is going to be really tough for the Paper Planes to break through here. They really only have 2 ults. They might be able to get the Blizzard in time. But with the Rampage, the Kitsune Rush, and the window, that's going to be really tough to push into here for the Paper Planes.
It's going to be pretty tough there. Urpel hits the opening knife here, but hacked out of his axe, so can't use that ability. The Kitsune Rush on the top of the window from Sonic Ronic. Fedora goes aggressive on it, will land a 4-man and 2 with the beat from Neslo. Keeps the team nice and healthy. A return 1-man from Urpel. No anybody falling just yet, but Base God is the first one to fall. Sonic is Isaiah, but so is Urpel going down. Raz in the kill feed, lighting it up. Corey comes back with the hack as well. And that's going to be our first point. Go over to Washington, a 100-0 dominant showing here on the Joker Queen mirror. Pair of Planes got cook something else up here.
Yeah, I think part of it is that if you run the Junker Queen, or if you're running into a Junker Queen, you kind of need to have that Kiriko for the cleanse on the Rampage. They're running the Baptiste here, so they're opting for a little bit more healing. But the healing only does so much when everyone on your team is like purple, so you can't get healed. They do swap Cello Guy onto this Torb here. On this point, especially if you're able to control the high grounds, you get a lot of value. So maybe that's their play, is to try to get the Torb set up on high ground. But also, like, the Reaper kind of wants to play up close. They kind of are playing 2 different styles right here. We'll see if they can make it work here.
I don't know, the turret's a bit of a Corey deterrent, perhaps, but...
Possibly.
I mean, like you said, it doesn't matter what you're running as long as you have the Kiriko, but finally, Base God making us over on the Kiriko. So I like the comp a lot better now than I did a couple seconds ago. The turret goes down, put a bit of turret there onto the rampaging Corey, but he's just kind of walking slowly at him because he's invis. The turret can't detect him. The hack comes in on a Cello guy and gets taken down immediately with a dive from Tedium as well. Shouts are exchanged. Sonic is taken down here for Washington, but Fedora Master going very aggressive here with the help of Teddy on the high ground. They are stuck in this small area. They're stuck in hookah. And yeah, Fedora just swinging that axe. Teddy finding the final blows, and Washington continues to dominate here early.
Yeah, the Corey and Teddy M on the Tracer Summer are putting a lot of pressure onto the backline here. I don't know if they are like paying attention to it or if they're just trying to play really fast into the backline of the Overwatch team here, but Corey and Teddy M are putting in a lot of work on the supports here.
It's not even the supports, it's most of the Cello guy was taking down first in that
fight.
They're hacking and taking the kill, but Turret is finally down. It does detect Teddy M for a little bit, forces a recall early, so good start here for the cooldown side. From the pair of planes, the axe is swung on Fortremaster Pulse, very critical. Sonic Romic forced to heal him up with that shift ability. And looking at high ground is claimed right now for the side of the pair of planes, but Point continues to be in control of the Washington Overwatch team. Sonic Romic forced to Immortality Field, but the dive comes in as two fall here for the side of Washington. Fedora on the high ground trying to get something done with those axe swings. We'll find Cello guy, but with the team falling around him, there's only so much he can do. Corey and Fedora, the two stalwarts of this team, have to do something to clutch it up now. It's Fedora against the world, trying to get the healing up on the axes, on the knives. But it's not going to be nearly enough here, as the no ults used there, and the point does flip about halfway through.
Yeah, Paper Planes played that really well. You have the Lucio when the other team has the BAP and the Kiriko, so what you are able to do is to go really fast and try to kill the BAP as fast as possible. That's exactly what they did, and that's kind of their win condition here. But going into EMP, Rampage, Pulse Bomb, that's going to be kind of tough. If Urple can build an EMP or a Rampage of his own, that might be pretty big. Poi does have this Death Blossom, but it is going to be tough against the comp the Washington Overwatch team is running right now.
They do detect him for a bit. Here comes a TP in the back line here from Poi. Finds two! And Fedora Master used the Rampage, but is cleansed immediately by Based God.
Yeah, Fedora's going to want that Rampage back.
A great exchange, like you said, going to want that back. And now the point progress is going to even out here, about 40% and counting. But by the time next fight takes over, pair of planes will have the advantage, and they only had to use Death Blossom. They're a great fight for them.
Yeah, they've kind of figured out their win condition is to play really fast. Poi just went in really hard and got value from that. If they allow this Sombra to set up, there might be a really big EMP incoming. Hopefully they're able to kind of like play out of it, but it is going to be tough because EMP is just such a strong ultimate, especially with like the comp they're running.
Core looking for a bit of a point flip by himself down below. They do contest just in time, but does force out a Suzu, and Poi is caught. Tedium lands the Pulse Bomb on a Chilla guy as well. Raz investing that Kasuni rush here, but loses their life in the process. However, the team taking advantage of that increased attack speed and cooldown reduction. And looks like they're going to take this fight pretty handily there off the back of a nice Pulse Bomb from Tedium.
Fedora Master used Rampage last fight. He already has another one. And they still haven't used EMP, so... I don't know if the Paper Planes even want to try to take this fight. They might just want to get out ultimates for this fight. They do have the beat if they wanted to try to, like, sustain through it, but it is going to be really tough here. Especially if they're unable to get this high ground. It might just be really difficult to push in for them.
Chilla got close to this Molten Core as well. Could clear up the high ground potentially, or clean up on the anti-nades created by the Rampage. A random left click from Chilla guy will detect Corey. Get him out of the fight, force reposition for just a second, but it is a one-on-one on the Junker Queens here on point. The EMP comes in, it's a three-man, and here comes the follow-up Rampage, but only gets one. Urple still has theirs and uses it and returns a two-man on the support line here. The cleanse on a Raz will land, but Sonic is still hurting. Oh, almost an Ajax, but just gets off in time, but Fedora has fallen. Saw the Junker Queen in this competition. The Washington Overwatch team looking pretty rough for wear. Raz falls to 1 HP, TP's out, but can't get the help. The swing on the axe will land on Sonic Rex. Urple is cleaning up the kills here. Poi playing it down as well. Sonic is so weak on the high ground, gets chased down by Neslo in the boop kill. That's how you get tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And there you have it. That's going to be a fight flip here, and both the bezels ready to use.
Gigantic beat from Neslo there. The EMP came out. I think I got 4 people, and Neslo was able to hit a giant beat to keep everyone alive, and then Fedora only gets the Kiriko with the Rampage, and the Kiriko's just able to cleanse that. So yeah, really
the
no
one
ult
character
for the
you really
Overwatch
can't
team.
get.
Yeah, really no ult for the Overwatch team here though. So
they use the Molten Core, and Tedium goes down early. Poi still has this Death Blossom. They exchange for one more, but the Suzu is invested, and Poi follows it up with the kill. Both supports are down for Washington. It's just Fedora on the point. Very sad. The Queen is nothing without her court. And that's going to be a 99-99 victory unless Corey has a miracle. But I mean a miracle of miracles is going to be needed here. He is nowhere to be found. Teddy flex on the point, has the recall. The DPS are here. Teddy has a pulse bomb. Can clutch this up if he lands one. No, goes down to a headshot. Poi not able to lay it down. Razzmatazz falls solo. Suzu's there, but can she stay alive? She cannot. Poi falls up with another kill. Fedora back on the wrecking ball, and at this point, it's just desperation staggers. Base God getting close to that Casino Rush, and then you put a big boot from Sonic Ronic and Fedora Master, but I think the kills are there in favor of Paris Paper Planes. They made me second guess myself for just a second, but now we're going to point 3 of Oasis.
A lot of the Oasis points have these really long, like, drawn-out fights, a lot of overtime fights. So a lot of times you think a fight's over, and then someone comes back and clutches it. But yeah, the Paper Planes were able to clean up that fight, and now we're going to, in my opinion, I think one of the... This City Center does have, like, incredibly long fights. The spawns are really close, and then also, like, it's really defender-heavy, so you can just stall it for a really long time here. We are seeing similar comps coming out. Cello Guy on Sombra, which is, I think, more signature for him. He's been playing a lot of this Sombra throughout the season. And then everyone else is pretty much playing the exact same thing they were playing last round.
Yeah, the only difference in the compositions right now is the Reaper for the Tracer. And as we saw, Poi was just able to walk forward and put the pressure on Fedora Master, force out his cooldowns potentially at an ill-advised time. And honestly, the Reaper's getting a lot more value. Teddy's finding the picks, but at the same time, the pressure Poi puts on the front line is just immaculate. Here comes the axe swing from both our Junkyard Queens, both falling very low. Sonic Ronic is 1 HP, make that 0. And that's 2 kills early here for Paris Paper Planes as they look to take flight here on our first point. Fedora Master falls very low. A nice Suzu there from Raz will keep them alive in the fight for just a second longer. But Cello Guy is letting up the kill feed.
Yeah, early picks on this comp are really bad because with this, it kind of plays like a meatball comp where the Lucio, the Kiriko, the Junker Queen all kind of stand on top of each other. So if you get one pick early, you're able to just run over the rest of the team, and that's exactly what they did there. But throughout that, Fedora Master already has ult. Corey, we do swap onto the Pharah Mercy, which is really interesting here. It should get a lot of value against they don't really have a hit scan from the Paper Planes, but at the same time, they are able to like kind of punish the Junker Queen a little bit more here.
It's going to be who can win the frontline battle. Speaking of punishment, Fedora Master falls so weak in the front line and goes down immediately before the fighting breaks out. Corey gets there just in time to watch his tank die in front of him very slowly. And now Teddy is on the point, trying to put some pressure on the Junker Queen. Urpel falls kind of low here, but that's just more support charge here for Base God. Building up towards that Casino Rush very quickly. Teddy still on the point, putting some pressure on. But Fedora Master has yet to return, finally coming back here. They didn't lose anybody else, so they're able to recontest pretty early here. Corey does get hacked. Corey's half. Corey falls very low, but the healing for Sonic is there to keep in the fight. Urpel has this rampage, but so is Fedora Master. It's a one-on-one here on the Queen. Here comes a rampage. Will land down to 3. It's a big one. Base God falls low. Base God is done. With no Kiriko here, no rush, no cleanse. It's going to be really rough for the Paper Planes to maintain control, but they are just trying to sustain on point for as long as possible here. Just be annoying, but Corey's in the skies controlling it. Speaking of, they're going down. Cello Guy is there, the EMP, but they're not going to touch. And that's going to be the point flip right back over for Washington, but 67% and counting. Look at the ult banks on both sides.
Yeah, we're probably going to have a 9 ult fights coming into this next one. Corey honestly might just opt to use this barrage really early. It's kind of difficult to get value, especially against the Sombra. They can just hack you out of it. And then also you have like the Suzu, and you have a lot of people that can like shoot you if you get too close. But yeah, if you really got to use that like kind of aggressively here, because if you try to play too safe with it, you might get punished really hard. But then also we have double Kitsune rushes, and we have never mind. I was gonna say we have EMP.
EMP going down for Cello Guy there. Fedora Master goes very deep into the backline, so 1-for-1 trade, but here comes the kills on both our sides. Urpel does use that rampage, but only gets Sonic Ronic in his crosshairs. It's a 2-on-3 on point, I believe. Urpel finds so but Poi comes in with the Death Blossom and finds 2! And now Poi against Sonic in the sky with the Valkyrie. Sonic was forced to return down to ground level. The Paris Paper Planes ground. Oh, Teddy returns in time to get the kill, but Neslo is there as well. It's a 3-on-1 on the point, and somehow they clutches out Poi with a huge Death Blossom, brings it back in their favor. Paris Paper Planes still fighting this. They use the Casino Rush here. Fedora Master is hacked up, falling very low here, but the take advantage here for the Paper Planes as he finally returns. The Casino Rushes invest on both our sides here. Teddyum is 1 HP. Needs to get healed up. Looks like we'll do so. Suzu is forced, but the EMP from Cello Guy's massive finds Razzmatazz. The Pulse Bomb lands on a Base God, so both Kirikos are down right now. Very close right now. Fedora can't get the Rampage off in time. Corey is still in the sky, though, putting some work in right now. But the hack from Chilla Guy is massive. Corey is the target. Sonic is hacked out the res as well. 9% and counting. And Paper Planes look to take on our first map, the Overwatch team selection. The upsets continue to happen.
Such a big upset. We might see another one here. It is early in the series, but that was the Washington Overwatch team's map. Like, they had every opportunity to win that.
Oof. And with how dominant the first point was, you thought, well, this looks to be over. But the Paper Planes just said, nope, all right, you got us on our bad one. We didn't study in university, so we're coming in, and they just absolutely brawl on the rest of the points.
Going from first to second map, the Paper Planes made a couple of comp swaps, and that ended up being like really big. The comp swaps they made were like really good going into the Washington Overwatch team. Like the BAP to the Kiriko was really good. Just going off that Zarya completely, I think was a really good move for them. So I think that's also part of why it swayed so heavily there.
And we'll send ourselves over to a map break. Don't go anywhere. Can the Paris Paper Planes continue the upset train? We'll have to wait and see our last break.
These beats are the purest. Prove it, prove it.
Hello everybody and welcome on back to the Aurora Overwatch Clash. We've got ourselves our final match of the quote-unquote round of 16 here in our playoffs. It is going to be the Paris Paper Planes taking our first map of Oasis, which is the Washington Overwatch team selection. And they kind of took it to him in the mirror composition, and the Junker Queen mirror really seemed to have no answers for Poi on the Reaper. I mean, Chilla Guy put in some work on the last point on Oasis as well on the Sombra, but Poi was kind of the everlasting presence over all 3 points. And now going into our next map, it is going to be King's Row. And the last time the Paris Paper Planes faced Washington Overwatch team, they won King's Row. So maybe a bit of a history repeating itself situation. Who knows?
But the Washington Overwatch team notoriously have been like running completely different comps. I'm not sure if they ran the same like comp or the same lineup as this one, so that could mean anything. If you try to reference a map that was like a couple weeks ago, it could be completely different this time. We also see a lot of subs coming in here. We see Nuttier coming in for Sonic. And then we have Naga and Yeet coming in for Neslo and Base God XDDD. I am assuming this means that the Paper Planes want to run more of this like Lucio Kiriko. We do see the comp that the Washington Overwatch team is running. We see Corey on the BAP and the Lucio, Nuttier on the Lucio. This is pretty much everyone on their, like one of their comfort picks, except for I guess Fedora Master. But this should be a good comp for the Washington Overwatch team to run. And on the other side, we see they're in spawn, but I would imagine they will like either mirror the Junker Queen or just try to run another brawl with that.
Yeah,
they show that Ramatra might be good here.
Before we go in, I want to give a huge thank you to Lumpy Seal for being the Mr. Philanthropist today. But Chill Guy's gonna get taken down right with a headshot to Raz. But already 8 gifted subs as well as a sub himself. So everybody make sure to give a shout out to Lumpy Seal. We gave you a sub in chat. And we thank you, sir. Hopefully your name gets picked in your drawing. Honestly, you got a pretty good chance. But going on in here, both teams taking the fight. Big anti-nade, though. Out from Naga. It's a good start. Raz forces a block pretty early, but Fedora goes right back in with that Junker Queen. Raz needs to be the target, though, with no ice block really to fight back with. Raz falls so weak, but just get back with the squad. Corey's Baptiste keeping the heals up. Teddy gets up one pick, but it's exchanged right back. But with Urpel going down, it might be kind of tough. They get the res, but is onto Naga of all people. They don't get the tank back in the fight. And now Fedora goes even deeper into enemy lines to get Yeetmeister out of the fight. Poi falls pretty weak, but that's going to be a fight win here for Washington.
Yeah, Urpel did go in pretty deep when he died, so it was kind of hard to res that. It looks pretty clear that they're trying to set up these nades from Naga on this Ana, and then just have Urpel try to follow it up. I think they would have had a better chance, but Teddy got a huge flank and was able to kill Naga there. So if they just watch out for the flank and try to peel for their Ana, I think they're going to have a better shot going into this next fight here.
Raz is also landing some shots on this Mei right now. A lot of headshots in the kill feed right now from this Mei. An absolute menace right now. Nuttier might get caught out here, but gets healed right back up by Corey. Here comes the ult in from Fedora Master. Will land onto 3 members. And that's going to be another fight win here for Washington. It looks like they are taking this fight back to Oasis University and looking dominant in 2 fights so far, but the ults continue to build on both sides.
Yeah, we got right-click Razmataz coming out here. Hits every single headshot. Got the first map and then got an early pick on, I think it was Poi. We do see some comp swaps coming out from the Paper Planes, but the blizzards here, the windows here, it's going to be really difficult for them to break through here without ults.
They use the nano over here onto Urpel and just walks right past that window. Fedora Master falls so weak and goes down to annihilation! The entire field breaks just in time. And, I mean, you know, we were talking about the ults building up for the side of Washington, but you only need nano annihilation if you are the side of the Paper Planes, and a very dominant fight win. And now it's kind of opened up. I didn't see Raz use Blizzard there as well. Did she die mid-cast, or did you catch that?
She tried it. No, she casted it. She tried to freeze Urpel in the Ramatra ult, but he was able to just run out of it. So it didn't really get anyone.
Poor Murder Master really out of nowhere right now. A nice wall from Poi. But Raz chucking down the icicles down main, landing on the heads, landing on the bodies, dealing the damage. And it looks like this chokehold will begin here. Chelagai falls pretty weak, but Yeetmeister's beam should get him right back up ready for this fight. Fedora Master holding down this choke pretty strongly. They spot out Chelagai, but the 8-8 lands over under Razmataz, but doesn't really do anything other than force a corner position. For now, she's ready to engage right back in with her team. I mean, Chelagai is keeping them back right now. A nice wall out from Poi, and here comes the barrage. Finds 2. A third if you count Immortality Field as a person. But there you have it, Chelagai with a third this fight. And they only have to use the barrage there for that fight win, and Nuttier will still cover for just a couple seconds. But the stagger will go down, and you only have 2 ults here for Washington into a blizzard. Looking pretty good right now for Paper Planes.
Aurora can build this rampage. That might be all they need to win the fight. But what I've noticed is the Paper Planes have kind of made it a point to do everything they can to kill Fedora Master as early as possible. They've won pretty much every fight that Fedora's died first, but every fight that Fedora's been able to stay alive, he's just been like hard farming everyone. The blizzard is coming out from Poi. That's the main one I have the eyes on for.
Oh, that's not a pick you can afford here with the Mei going down. Fedora is falling very weak. The hiding from Tedium could do something here. Does find Naga, but they do manage to nano Urpel before they fall. Immortality Field comes out. It's a 2-man anti right now. Out from Fedora Master. The beat keeps him through this blizzard. No kills on either side for any of the ultimates, but the window from Corey comes down. Tedium capitalizes with 2 kills right through that window, right through the flat screen TV. and a lot used on either side, but Washington comes out on top of that one.
Yeah, a really expensive fight there from Washington Overwatch team, but I think you kind of need to just use ults to stabilize there. It's really easy to get snowballed going into third point there, so just being able to stabilize outside of second is a really good place to hold here. Really, only Razzmatazz has that Blizzard, but we have another Annihilation coming up from Urpel, along with the Barrage coming out from Cello Guy. So if they're able to get as much value as they did with the first Annihilation, this might be really rough. I think Razzmatazz might try to go for the same strat of trying to freeze Urpel in this Annihilation here.
And that is if she doesn't kill them far first. She's still landing shots on a Cello Guy. But Cello Guy with another Barrage here, ready to look for it here. Going on a flank, it looks like. I don't know if they noticed this just yet. Here comes a nice wall from Razzmatazz. The Blizzard drops down, but here comes the flank in from Cello Guy. But Corey spots that out. Corey looking to get the kill, but it doesn't matter. The front line has fallen with the help of the Blizzard. And Corey's eventually going to get that kill on the Pharah. And only the Blizzard used there another fight victory over Washington. They look like they stabilized and have taken control again of this map.
Yeah, the good thing for the Paper Planes is they were able to lose that quickly, so they are being able to go into this fight pretty quickly, but they also didn't use any ults there. So now they still have this Annihilation here, and there's really not an answer that's going to be able to come out from the Washington Overwatch team here.
I mean, maybe a High Noon just to create some space to keep him away, but at the same time, there's a Cello Guy Barrage. Just so much pressure going to be put on here at Tedium's shoulders to get something done here. Fedora is again isolated with another nice May wall. However, there comes a window from Corey to put down some pressure. It is going to work. Nice Immortality Field laid down as well. There's just so much healing being pumped through right now through this window. So much damage, but the wall comes up from Poi. But Urpel gets nothing. Cello Guy finally responds with that 2K Barrage, but Tedium with one on Cello Guy. It's just Yeetmeister flying around, very sad, very scared. Poi on point, trying to get a kill. Will find one. Now it's Poi against two. We do have the window coming up from Naga on the ground floor. We have another Blizzard from Poi, though, and Nutter has no response beat here, so this could be the fight open. There's 12 seconds remaining. They gotta get us off. Just gets booped, but they do not kill him in time. Fedora Master is gonna get isolated, and they're gonna get that kill. It's a 2-kill. Here comes the remaining members of Washington. Raz has the cart stalled here with the block, but looks to be a sad stagger there. Just a second too late to save her comrades. A nice Blizzard from Poi, a good clutch.
Yeah, the Nutty was really close with that Blizzard there, but they got once the Blizzard came out, I think there was a number advantage coming out from the Paper Planes. So yeah, it was just a really big barrage coming up to open that up. Now going into this next one, we have the Beat and the Blizzard coming out from Washington. Really no ults are going to come out from the Paper Planes here.
Trying to build up towards this last second EMP potentially for a big push at the end, but you walk into a lot of ults here. A nice wall from Raz will isolate Urpel in the front line, using that block, but Tedium will respond with a kill in due time. The Peacemaker finds Cello Guy's Naga and make it 2 for Tedium. And that's going to be good enough for another fight win. No ults there for the side of Washington invested. And Paris Paper Planes sent packing again. Cello Guy only 50% this EMP. They're going to need 2 fights probably to get that online, so they got to win the next one.
Looking at this, I think it's gonna be really tough for it's gonna be really tough for the Paper Planes to take this next fight here, especially going into 5 ults versus maybe the window, maybe the Beat. Yeah, this is gonna be really difficult. Also, 20 seconds left too.
They do get the hack over onto Corey, but he just jumps up to safety. Nothing really concerning just yet. The Dragon is pretty close here from Poi, but Poi falling very weak. They're going to use it's going to be a big rampage. Lands onto 4. Raz with a follow-up Blizzard, and that's 3 kills. 4, and it's just Cello Guy doing their damnedest to stay alive for as long as they can. But in the brunt of all those ultimates, nothing you can do. Nutter sends himself to the lava pits below with the Beat, but Washington holds at the beginning of C, but doable for Paper Planes now.
Yeah, they do have a win condition, which is the big thing. Ajax counter 1. It doesn't count as an Ajax if the map's already over Nuttier. But yeah, going into that last fight, it is just kind of tough when the Washington Overwatch team can just play the everyone press Q game. But yeah, there is the win condition. It is definitely holdable here. A lot of times people cap 3rd, but also a lot of times people either get like full held or held like right outside of 2nd. I think both teams have kind of like defined their win condition in every fight here. The Paper Planes are trying to just kill Fedora Master as fast as possible, and the Washington Overwatch team is trying to go on the back line of the Paper Planes here.
I won't say what character's on my screen right now because there's potentially somebody sniping from the other room, but could be interesting. It could, again, play into that kill Fedora as quickly as possible strategy.
Yeah. It's a very interesting comp from the Paper Planes.
Yes. What are they cooking? But, you know, they are the 11th seed. They got to bring out all the stops.
I think it is. This is another thing that I'm pointing out earlier is with the Lucio, you're able to just run on the supports. The Paper Planes are also not running a Lucio here to counter that, so they might get run on here if they're unable to like stay far away and like position really well. But if they are able to, I think they just win the long fight with their comp. They just have more damage, more healing. So we'll see.
See, I was between both these squads. Poi must have landed a nice icicle or a 10% to that blizzard, but they get through the choke nice and healthy. Corey building towards that window, but here comes a quick engage through the hotel. But the wall blocks out somebody, I believe. Not sure exactly who it was, but they do get the opening pick on a Tedium. But a nice wall in response from Rabbitaz will isolate Herbal for just a second, but Corey is in the corner taking their lunch money. Loses that out. Fedora is again in the corner. They're going back in, and that's going to be some picks. They do get a free tick, though. So not the end of the world, actually, since you got the first pick given to you. Teddy swaps over onto the Hanzo off that Cassidy. But now the ults continue to build here for the side of the Paper Planes, halfway to basically all of theirs, while the Washington team seem to struggle.
Yeah, I think that's also going to be the easiest fight for the Paper Planes to win, because now they know that there's a Bastion on the other side. If they're able to like place low and bait out the turret form, they should be able to capitalize on that. We'll see if they can like successfully bait Cello Guy into using form.
Oh, Teddy with a nice headshot, and there you go. No else needed, no turret form baited, just a nice dinker down main as Tedium opens up the fight and basically opens up point A for the side of Washington Overwatch team. And really no contest there after that first fight. 5 minutes now in the time bank for point B. If they get these staggers, could be devastating, but I think they're going to get out with their lives. The Bastion turret form inside a hotel. Okay, Cello Guy, a bit of a ambitious turret form, but and now Corey's on this off angle, getting the headshots in, but they're gonna retreat.
Maybe he thought the team was gonna like move in, and he was able to get that angle on. Yeah, now we're looking at like another like almost 10-old fight here. The Rampage from Fedora is built, but Urpel's still a little bit away from his. If Fedora Master's able to use it earlier, he might be able to get a little bit more value. We do have Corey swap over to the Baptiste off of the Kiriko, so now they're not gonna have the Suzu to counter the either the Blizzard or the Rampage.
Oh my, a nice wall slash Casino Rush combo on a Fedora Master, but Fedora Master stays alive through all the pressure. The Blizzard not gonna find anything, but a 5-man Rampage from Fedora Master, but he does die. But look at the side of Pair Plays, they're all so weak, but they're still getting the kills through the window. The shout on the recontest here from Urpel. Do they need this Rampage? It doesn't look like they're deciding to invest as they're holding this for next fight as Washington runs away with the help of their wall. And despite the Blizzard, despite the big Rampage, they get nothing.
Yeah, the Blizzard and the Rampage for the beat and the Casino Rush is really big. Oh, actually, it was Heatmeister was on Baptiste there.
And they're gonna use the Blizzard. Fedora Master gets frozen up, but the Immortality filled in there just in time. The window comes out, and it's a 5-man in response from Urpel, as well as the Bastion artillery strike on top of it. Nutter's gonna bleed to death on the streets of London. The knife crime, have you seen the statistics? Anyway, Corey is now up on the high ground by his lonesome. Cello Guy lights up the kill feed. And they're going to find those final blows. 3.5 minutes now, and the ults on both sides expended completely. It's just neutral for a little bit now as Raz makes a swap over onto the Pharah. Oh, Teddy, okay. That's a good start. They're going to back off.
Raz swaps onto the non-Mercy pocket Pharah, so we'll see if that's able to get value here. It is kind of difficult to play it without the pocket. But we do have Naga has this Kitsune Rush. So if they're able to play, if they want to play that, they can get some time off and then hopefully open that up with a pick there. Fedora Master is inching closer to this Rampage here, so if he's able to build that Rampage, he might be able to go in off of that.
Looks like he's just kind of playing slowly around the corner, trying to get something done now. Turret form is forced right now, pretty early out. Cello Guy, they're going to exchange with a Kitsune Rush, but Raz will find both TPS on the flank, on the high ground. Kitsune Rush can't bring your health back quicker. And now Urpel really deep in enemy lines, not going to long for this world. And that's going to be the Washington Overwatch team. 4 minutes to go, 23 meters. I'm not much of a prognosticator, Paninii, but I think we're going to see a map 3 tied up 1-1.
This is very difficult to hold. We also have some swaps coming in. I don't know if that's going to help him out here, but Fedora Master has this Rampage. It's going to be really tough to, unless there's a huge Suzu from Naga here, Rampage might be able to stabilize here. Oh no.
Yeah, they still have this Rampage if they even need it, but it's
Purple
looking
goes
pretty
down,
rough
yeah.
here. Yeetmeister trying to dance around for long pop, but just bleeding slowly out. The Rampage doesn't get anything, but does create the space for the point to capture. And we have got Washington Overwatch team taking map 2 of Kings Row. Bit of a salty run back from their previous match against the Paper Planes. And we are tied up at 1-1.
Yeah, it looked for a while like they were able to stabilize on second, and the Paper Planes might have been able to get some more time off the clock, but with a lot of these payload maps, the second point is really easy to snowball. So they were able to like basically win one fight and turn it into almost winning the entire map just from that one fight. So going into next map, what do you think the Paper Planes are going to look to pick?
That's a very tough question. And one that I don't want to answer on the side of this break. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see where we go on map 3. Gotcha, Paninii. A little bit of baiting there. But we'll see on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere. 1-1 in our final playoff game of this round. Don't go anywhere.
These beats are the purest. Prove it, prove it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to our playoff series here between the Washington Overwatch team and the Paper Planes, tied up 1-1 going into our map 3, which has been decided to be Dorado. So we do have some swaps as well. Basically, it's going to be the map 1 compositions going at it again. But the Washington Overwatch team is sticking Corey on the support. And honestly, you point out the Baptiste over the Kiriko selection, but the Baptiste was finding immense value with the damage as well as Immortality Fields to keep Fedora up through all that pressure.
Yeah, if you run the Baptiste, you got to put in a lot of damage, and that's exactly what Corey was doing. So he was getting value from it. Going into Dorado, this is going to be a really interesting map because the last two maps were kind of like brawlish, like brawl heavy. this one's really dive heavy, so I wonder what they're going to run. Going into it, I see Fedora on this Diva, which does make a lot of sense. And then we see Urpel kind of showing the Winston. I think that's probably what they're going to go with, because Winston is just pretty good on this map, and I know Urpel's pretty comfortable on Winston. So Fedora might actually already have it scouted out, so he's running the Diva to try to get a little bit more value, try to disrupt these dives, and just get a lot of burst damage onto the Winston. We also do see a Mercy Pocket coming out from the Washington Overwatch team onto this Razzmatazz on the Ashe. So if they're able to disrupt this backline, Urpel can get a lot of value, but Fedora is probably going to look to shut down Urpel and try to get as little value as possible.
Fedora has become the very thing he swore to destroy. A Mercy Pocket on his team to keep the Razzmatazz DPS in check and doing very well so far. And that was one map we saw her play it on. And now, looking at a pretty slow poke here from the side of Fedora Master, but building up towards ult very quickly. 17% accounting from just poking down Urpel on the corner there. Fedora keeping control of this red building for now, and it looks like he can keep that for just a more second. Poi over onto this Echo. Might try to burn Fedora Master out of this mech very quickly with the hack on top of Fedora Master falling pre-leak, but does have the Jets to get back to the squad nice and healthy. And, I mean, the cart does continue to move forward here, though. Urpel just hiding behind the cart's safety. A nice antidote onto Urpel. Urpel falls so weak, but they cannot chase that kill. And he's going to get healed right back up here by Base God. Poi kind of isolated, though, with no help from the Mercy. Is anybody going to help this Echo? No, they're not. The double hit scan, I'm probably going to see Poi swap off of this in a double hit scan. They do think the res. They bring him back into this. Nice coach gun from Razzmatazz will save her from the high ground pressure of Urpel. And with Chelagai going down, Fedora does lose the mech. She loses out onto that tank presence. But in exchange for Neslo, it's just a very slow pokey style from both teams right now. But again, the cart continues to move forward.
Base God's so low.
Yeah, they're going to use the Nano on Tedium to take down Base God. Urpel does jump back to the safety of the team. Poi try to get the beaming down here, but no kills. They get one kill exchange for the Nano. It's a very slow burn from both these teams, like I keep saying. There's nothing really happening, but they do have both DPS ults. Fedora Master does get Poi on the underground passage. Catches him trying to escape. And now 2 minutes have burned off the time bank and really just only one choke point garnered.
The Washington Overwatch team is playing this exactly how they want to. They want to play slow and just give their snipers, their hit scans time to cook. The Paris Paper planes should be going a lot faster here. Now that they have ults, maybe that's what they're waiting on, is just an ult to be able to open it up here.
Here comes the EMP, lands on the 4 members. They're going to find Raz first. Corey tries to keep Sonic Chronic alive in this fight. The sleep does land on Urpel, but Urpel gets cleansed immediately. Goes back in. Here comes Tedium with the tactical visor. We'll find Base God. The bubble is there for Dormaster losing it onto that mech, but gets the kill in baby form onto the Sombra. And looking at Urpel goes in very deep, but gets antinated. Here comes the duplicate as well onto the Ana. Poi trying to build towards another Nano boost, but Urpel gets slept in Primal. Corey showing off this Ana skill we've seen, the top of 100 Mercy from Sonic Run. It goes in for the, tries to get a res, but it's just keeping the team alive. The anti on a Tedium. They lose out on that. Poi gets the Nano, goes around a Base God, but they've garnered like 0 meters of point progress through all this chaos. And the bot from Razzmatazz will again stop this cart right in its tracks. And after all this is said and done, really nothing's changed.
Yeah, as Fedora Master would say, Mercy sure is a fun and interactive character. He's putting a lot of healing here from Sonic Chronic.
They do lose out on Corey and Sonic. Both supports are down for Washington. Poi is taken out by Teddy's rockets. But right now, Fedora is still holding this point down. Knows where Sombra's chasing Chelagai around. I mean, is anybody going to look at Cart? They do get Razzmatazz. It's just Chelagai gets Fedora Master. The stagger could be massive if they leave him for just long enough. The bubble comes out and going to go down. Neslo gets the Glock kill on Mercy of all things. And that's probably going to be point A, as it looks like the supports are running tail.
Yeah, Base God is just, he's like, I'm not going to wait for my team to open it up. I'm just going to get 2 headshots. He got 2 headshots, and that's what won them the fight, is just 2 early picks. So going into this next one, it's a lot easier to like set up if you win this first fight here. So going into this, Corey's going to have this Nano. I think they're probably going to try to take this fast. If Chelagai can get a big EMP here and Urpel can follow it up, they might be able to kind of punish them for holding this high ground.
And Raz slipping off the Ash over on the Cassidy, potentially just a little more pressure onto Poi in the sky. The double hits here, not deterring this Echo Warlord from locking this character. Looks to be going a bit of a flank angle here. Chelagai 96% in count towards his EMP ready to use it. The Nano does land on the Patrol Master on Cart. They're going to get Urpel, but in exchange for Sonic Ronic, a nice cleanse comes through from Base God to keep Team alive through the Fedora Master pressure on the dive, but Corey with the nade lands on a 3 and gets 1 kill for his troubles. Fedora Master follows it up. And that's going to be the Echo Mercy out of the sky. And just the nano used there for Washington and another fight victory.
Yeah, they just took a little bit too long to set up that EMP, and then Corey just decides he wants to go in there and just nanos Fedora, and Fedora's able to get a lot of value onto the backline there. Now there's 4 ultimates coming out from the Paris Paper Plane, so hopefully they can try to open something up here.
Fedora is hacked and falls very low. Here comes a dupe. Poi up on the high ground now. A Poi Diva is a very scary thing indeed, but the reduced health, he cannot get anything off. The EMP comes up from Chelaga, only lands on a Razzmatazz, and the Tedium uses the visor as well as the bomb to keep them back from falling by this EMP pressure. And that's going to be another fight victory here as a DPS clean up the kill feed for Washington. 2 for each side. And they did use the Valkyrie and the visor, but they survived the EMP and the duplicate. So another fight win here for Washington. And like you said, why... Okay, it's only funny because I heard Corey screaming down the hall in his room as he got hacked by Jello guy. But, yep, all
I think he AFK'd and went out for a little bit. But...
Well, Fedora just gets the mech back in time for his fight to begin. Corey has another nano here to use, probably on Fedora Master Urpel. Uses that Primal Rage. The follow-up is there from Poi. The High Noon out from Razzmatazz finds 2 with the nano. The Casino Rush is thrown in as well. Chelagai will fight Sonic, and Corey's getting battered and bruised in the corner. Raz trying to clutch up with a third in this fight, but Urpel goes in. Gets more kills somehow. They've made this work. Fedora Master is going to get down Chelagai, gets down 2 kills, and no one's touching the cart, so no progress is being made. But the high ground is finally broken for just a second.
Yeah, I don't know if the Paris Paper Planes are going to get back in time to set up on the high ground. I think Fedora is already up there. So after all of that, I really thought the Paper Planes were able to maybe take a fight there, but it is looking kind of rough for them. We do have EMP coming out from Cello Guy soon, so hopefully they can get that in time.
They get the hack over on a Fedora Master, but he gets antied and taken down with some Helix Rockets from Tedium. Raz on the far high ground just pelting in the shots from the Peacemaker. Poi just touches his cart every so often, try to keep it moving, keep the overtime timer going. Cello Guy has EMP when they decide to drop. Will they decide to use it here? Urpel is purpled. So that's 10 times fast, but does lose out on that mech, and Neslo goes down. Raz hits a headshot and another to the body. There's a headshot onto Urpalooza, onto that mech. The bomb comes out from Fedora, finds Cello Guy, can't use the EMP. Poi is there, the pulse bomb, but is not going to find anything but pay dirt. Asphalt taken down. And that's going to be Base God just slowly touching the point, and 1.5 points basically garnered here for the side of the Paris Paper Planes as Washington showing off that they are the higher seed for a reason here the last few maps.
I would have liked to see a little bit more progress made from the Paper Planes. If you're able to kind of save up ult, you can eventually break through that first point. So Washington does have a very clear win condition here. It really looked like Poi was getting some value, but both having double hit scans on the Washington Overwatch team, it is really difficult to play the Echo into, especially with the Diva too. That, and then also the Monkey does get kind of punished by the Diva there. Fedora Master is just always looking in the back line, just trying to kill the supports. We'll see if they stay with the same comps they were showing earlier. We do see Cello Guy on the sim.
I think that's just for a TP out, maybe?
No.
No? Are they going for a close hold in the building?
That might be it. They're probably trying to go for a close hold here. But I don't think they're running a very good comp for that, to be honest.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like what you'd expect for a full hold comp. You may see
No, he's
Poi
putting up turret.
Poi on the Maid, Urpel on the Ryan or something. I'm interested to see what this cooks. Well,
So we do see the Junker Queen coming out. So the Washington Overwatch team is swapping their comp again. But I think they could go back to what they were running on the defense there, and I think it would work pretty well. They do have really no hit scans coming out from the Paper Planes against Razzmatazz on the far with a Sonic Ronic pocket.
Oh yeah, but if she falls within 8 meters of Jello Guy, she's gonna be in real trouble. They're gonna.
Sim is really.
They use a TP bomb on a Tedium, but gets taken down almost instantly. Corey playing very safe in the backup at half sightline on Fedora Master right now. Keeping the team nice and healthy as the cart continues to move forward here through the choke. Raz as well, putting in some pressure here on this Pharah. Really not allowing the controls. High ground. Poi forced to blink away. Blinkety, blinkety. Gets up over onto the stairs. Has the recall used. Urpel eating up some damage, but Urpel is eating way too much damage, and Poi goes down for the process. So losing out on that Tracer, a lot of pressure here, gone from the front line as Urpel falling so weak here. The turrets, the turrets! Somehow, but dies, and they're gonna get rezzed up. More or less, just a very funny moment there, as
I think I figured out what the sim is for. I think they were expecting the diva, and they were like, if you just put the sim on the backline, she can just cook on the diva. So yeah, they do swap off the sim onto the Cassidy, which makes a lot more sense. Corey does get taken down.
So there could be a recontest here, as Poi is still there ready for a touch.
Yeah, Poi could.
He's not going to touch. He's getting mega. He's too busy self-sustaining the stats. He's like, this isn't my team. He's got to pad the stats on the Aurora Overwatch website.
Yeah, and again, this is a really good high ground to hold here. So if Paper Planes are opting to stay on this high ground, which I think might be a safer option from them. Corey gets taken down again.
And Poi's still hanging around. He's waiting for Corey again. Fedora is there to try to help Corey, but sorry, go ahead.
You're gonna have Urpel and Cello guy set up on this high ground, and you're gonna have Poi pretty much contesting the cart. Fedora Master with this Rampage, I don't know what he's gonna be able to get from that. Especially if they're all playing high ground. If they opt to drop down, then maybe he could try to punish that. But it is going to be difficult for him to get any value with this Rampage here.
We'll see. Poi is still hanging around in the back line, looking for a pulse target right now. A good boot from Raz knocks off Urpel from this high ground. They've noticed Poi's positioning here, but they've really done nothing to get him away. He's kind of hanging out here still. Raz will finally go in after him. It looks like Sonic Ronic is in a bit of trouble here. Half HP, but does get away with the fly. The point, again, still moving forward towards the destination. You got Toucher. Neslo goes down. The pulse not going to land, as it appears a slow and steady wins the race for the defense is not paying fruition. The bomb comes in from Urpel. Does find Fedora Master. Poi is trying to touch the point for as long as possible, but Raz and Teddy led the kill feed again with their ultimates. And that's going to be another map win here for the side of Washington Overwatch team. With 3.5 minutes of time make, not much sweating going on from them on their side there.
Yeah, this is a little bit more what I expected coming into this game. Washington has started to get some momentum, and they do look like they're the better team. Oh, I love this highlight intro. But yeah, really looks like they cleaned it up a lot more. They were a lot more like decisive in their than the first map, especially. They're a lot more decisive in like the comps and the rotations and everything they're doing. So yeah, it looks like Washington looks pretty strong right now.
Washington looks pretty strong, but can the Paper Planes bring back the momentum in our push map here of map 4? Don't go anywhere. Do we have another map 5 banger on our hands? I certainly hope not, because I want to go to bed before midnight tonight. But I'll have to wait and see. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Aurora Overwatch Clash continues after this.
These beats are the purest. Prove it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to the Overwatch Clash. Round of 16 matchup between the Washington Overwatch team and the Paris Paper Plains. Washington Overwatch team one map away from moving on to our selection round. But Paris, hoping to follow in the footsteps of the previous upset by winning New Queen Street map 4 and taking home the map 5 victory. We'll have to wait and see if they're able to do so. The map is going to be New Queen Street, which, if we saw earlier, favored the underdogs. So perhaps trying to relive history a little bit here. But, yeah, Paninii, what do you expect here from both their sides? Do we see kind of the same thing, perhaps a new look? But
well, as opposed to last map, I expect us to be a little bit more brawly. So I'm expecting a Junker Queen, us to go back to like Junker Queen from the first map. They could also run like maybe a Ramatra comp like they were running on King's Row. But yeah, they are showing the Junker Queen on each side, which I think is probably the best on this point. Poi goes back to the Reaper, which was working really well. So I guess they're just gonna have the same idea, is just go Junker Queen and just try to run over Fedora Master here. Naga is showing the Brig, which is not I don't believe that is true. Probably gonna go Kiriko, yeah. We do have a pretty significant DPS line difference between the two. We have the Mei that's probably gonna look for a wall early onto Urpil. We also have Cello Guy, which might get some big value with the hacks on the Sombra.
and then the Tracer from Tedium as well, just to put that pressure, constant pressure in on the back line here. Maybe force out a cooldown or two here and there, see if it works out for him. About that early pick on a nuttier from Cello Guy. Lose out on that Lucio speed. Your Junker Queen comp will suffer just a little bit here. Poi does fall down to half, forced Wraith out there. Tedium does have control of the robot for now, but just some couple of free meters here. But Cello Guy has another hack here over on a Tedium. So now with that loss of the Tracer, they continue to move forward here. Poi pushing his luck, trying to get killed. Nuttier has returned to the fight. Fedora Master is in the backline right now.
I think
Steve nice and healthy. He does get out with the rotate. The help of the supports are there, but the bot is in control right now. Those Paper Plains as they had the advantage.
Yeah, and since they were able to like do a soft reset there, they're going to be able to get this.
Fedora Master.
Never mind.
The cleanse is just a little bit too late there from Corey, and Tedium makes itself over off the Tracer over onto the Reaper. Raz with a wall here, trying to dump, gets hacked. Can she block in time? She can't. So they lose out onto both. Urpil goes down though. The nuttier, but just shooting the Cheerios down main works out, I suppose.
I don't know if they're going to get the checkpoint here. They might have to just back up and wait for Urpil to come back. Yeah, that looks like that's what they're going to do. Naga might get caught out here.
Yeah, Naga got cut out. Has used a Suzu early to keep the team alive, but they get out there, and Yeet goes down too. So 2 picks, both supports are gone for Paris Paper Plains. And I don't know if the lead will be gained here, but it will be pretty close for Washington as they recontest here with their Casino Rush. Oh, Cello Guy holding the bot back for a second longer, so yeah, they're not going to get a lead at all.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of ults used in this fight. Both teams are going to have Casino Rush. I think the big difference maker here might be if Cello Guy can build this EMP with this this kind of chunky comp the Overwatch team is running. It might get a lot of value.
Casino Rush is on both sides right now. Poi just walking it down. Main Trace undone. The Suzu is forced right now, but Cello Guy's the first to go down. This exchange 1-for-1 on the DPS. Here comes time for reckoning on both sides, but Fedora Masters is much bigger as Fedora finds 4 this fight through the Casino Rush. And Raz will chime in for 1 as Nutter continues to push bot forward, and we are going to see probably checkpoint garnered here with Blizzard on the ready as well from Razmataz. The ults for Paris Paper Plains have got to land here.
Yeah, and I believe that Sombra can hack the Blizzard out too. So if they're looking for that, they might be able to kind of bait out the Blizzard. Cello Guy does have this EMP. Since Cello Guy died early last fight, he wasn't able to use it like then, but he does have it this fight, so he can look to open up with it here.
Both shots are exchanged, and Poi goes down first. That's 2 picks here for Washington. And Raz with another here, and that's going to be 4 kills for Washington. As these fights are so quick and so decisive for Washington, they don't have to use any ults to win these. They just go in and just swag out, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it.
Washington is tired. They want to go to bed. They want this match to be over. So yeah, they still have the Blizzard, they still have the Death Blossom, and they still have the Beat. It's going to be like... The EMP is pretty much the only like win condition to break these open.
Going for a hack here. The Poi just coming with the Death Blossom, but it's a 1-for-1 here. Corey goes down, no Suzu for the cleanse, but the Beat exchange on both sides here. They still have this EMP, they didn't use it. Here comes Teddy with a 2K, Teddy 2K with the Death Blossom. And that's going to be another fight win for Washington as they survive the onslaught of ultimates here. Naga falling very weak, and Naga going to go down, back to spawn. Chelagai will respond with the kill on Teddy, but the bot continues to move forward for Washington. But they're probably going to have to give up a bit of space.
Yeah. Chelagai does have this EMP here, but he held on to it for a little bit too long, I would say. Both Junker Queens are kind of close to their Rampage too, but I think the big thing I'm looking for here is this EMP to open up the fight. Also, the Consumer rushes are getting pretty close too.
Chelagai is a little bit out of the fight right now, so it won't be there when the fight rate begins to break out. Finally approaching the team. Washington's playing very split right now. Chelagai really has nowhere to go with this EMP. Looks to drop it in. It's a 4-man. It's a big one. Both sports are gained, but a huge ice block from Ramataz keeps them nice and healthy. And now Fedor re-engages with a Rampage onto both sports. It is cleansed by Naga. Here comes Urpil, one of his own. We'll get to Taya, the first to fall. Casino rushes are intersecting right now. And as of right now, here comes the Blizzard from Ramataz. Urpil did find 2. In the meantime, Fight get a 3rd. They just avoid the Blizzard and get the kills. Fedor Master will get 1 with the knife, with the bleed. Raz is still there fighting point, but it's her against the world. She might be able to get out alive here if she's lucky. I think she will, actually.
Chelagai's looking for it.
The hack, but she's going to get out with the cleanse for Corey as well.
Yeah, really expensive fight for both teams here. It's going to be kind of a neutral fight going in here, and it seemed like Washington's kind of winning the neutral fights here. So we'll see if maybe there's some magic from the paper planes that can open this up here.
I mean, if they can make the fight long enough, Poi will have the Death Blossom here. But we'll see if they can get that off in time, because fights have been so quick and so decisive on either side. The Shout and Suzu is used on both their side. Poi does have the Death Blossom, but Urpil is first to fall. Here comes the Death Blossom in the backline. We'll find 1. It's a change. Fedor is very weak. Will go down. Poi with 2. The Ringer tries to come in clutch here for the side of the paper planes. Raz on point. Nice and healthy. Gets hacked up for just a second. The speed from Nadir is there, as well as the cards from Corey. It's a 3-on-3 on the point. The hack comes down on Nadir. Nadir is in the corner, but Nadir nice and healthy. Corey treatment alive with the Suzu is there, but never mind. You lose it on your Lucio in exchange for your Samba. Raz is still very much a nuisance on this statue. She has Blizzard, and Teddy has returned to the fight here with a kill on Naga. Yeet has to stay alive here. Roll the boop! Corey returns with the Suzu, but you can't save it from the boop. But Fedora in this fight again, and Washington pushes them back. Through the girth and tonnage, Poi cannot hold on any longer. Oh, Corey with the kunai between the eyes. And that's going to be a fight win for Washington.
Really unfortunate. That late pick from onto Poi is going to pretty much give them the checkpoint. EMP's coming up again. We'll see if they opt to use it this fight. Otherwise, there's going to be 5 ults coming out from the Washington Overwatch team here. So
yeah, do you just invest 5 here and try to get over with? They do get a 4-man EMP up from Chelagai, though, as well as the beat on top of the Kusune Rush. 3 ults in exchange for 1 Kusune Rush. For Washington, you'll take that.
Yeah, Washington is in a really good position here.
And they're still fighting this. They Suzu, but yeah, Corey going down is for, Junker Queen is broken right now in the current meta, but I don't think she can win this one. That's going to be a fight win for Paris. But you look at it, you only have the Rampage here, and you're going against such a big bank from Washington.
Yeah, if they're able to have a good rotation between the Rampage, the Death Blossom, and the Blizzard, they might actually be able to roll this into multiple fight wins here. Urpil does have this Rampage, and then Poi has the Death Blossom, but they're going against Death Blossom and Rampage on the other side, too.
The Blizzard gets chucked in from way downtown of Steph Curry style. It does land over onto Urpil, but gets Suzu'd by Naga, but they won't have that. Poi comes in with the Death Blossom, finds no kills, but Yeetmeister serves the Lucio differential pretty early there on a Nadir. Both sports are gone for Washington. And with Fedor Master going down, that's going to be the end of the road for Washington on this fight. It was pretty costly, though, but both sides using a lot there.
Yeah, Yeetmeister got a 3K there. But yeah, this is flipping the tables here. 2 ults used from the paper planes, 3 ults used from the Washington Overwatch team. So now the ults economy is starting to kind of lean in the favor of the Paris paper planes. Tedium does have this the Death Blossom, but pretty much nothing else from either side here.
I mean, Chelagai just being so annoying with his hacks. Nadir trying to peel, but Nadir gets peeled himself with the axe. Tedium goes in for the Wraith, potentially looking for this Reaper Blossom, but do spot him out. Urpil falling so low. Both teams had to play very slow here for the healing to come through, but Poi will go down. Tedium with 2, Tedium with a 3rd. Tedium brings it to him. Tedium with 4, the hero that Washington needed there. It was getting dicey there, but he brings it through with the Reaper guy. 2 Glocks, 4 kills.
They were inches away from the checkpoint too, so they're not going to get the close spawns either. It does look like they have another EMP. We'll see if they opt to use it and hopefully save the Katsina Rush for the next fight. But if they use this EMP, they might be able to kind of start to get momentum here. But it is definitely looking up like a...
It's a 3-man EMP in the backline, Tyler Katsina Rush, but they cannot kill Ramataz. In fact, the Ice Beam takes down Cello Guy. 2 ults and -1 kills. Not a good ratio here for the comeback on push. Raz close to this Blizzard, ready to use it, ready to throw it down. Does Washington decide to invest here? Yes, the Katsina Rush is thrown down on the cart from Corey. Fedora re-engages with the shout. Here comes Herbal with the Rampage. It's a decent one. Where's out the Suzu, but gets taken down in the meantime. The Katsina Rush is simply too good. Too much pressure. Too much damage. And that's going to be Washington continue pushing this bot forward. If they can stagger out Nagaina or Yeetmeister here, it will be devastating for Paper Plane's chances. And there goes Yeetmeister down. They have Rampage. They have Blizzard. It's looking rough here. 14 seconds, last fight territory. Season on the line.
Purple's got to hit, or Yeetmeister's got to hit the biggest beat of his life here.
Fedora Master just runs in after deploy after using that Ray form to cleanse there to keep the Reaper in the fight. However, Fedora still has the Rampage. Do they decide to use it here? The swing not gonna land anything, but the Blizzard is big. The beat comes in, but Urpel is pulled back into the Blizzard through the knife. Here comes Poi with the death loss, and the Ringer can't do it again. No more clutch factor in this man. As 2 kills here for Washington, and it looks to just be inevitable. 0.64 meters, and Washington Overwatch team advances to our selection round. As Paper Planes, we say goodnight.
Yeah. After first map, I really thought they had a chance of like putting up a fight, but pretty decisive win there from the Washington Overwatch team. They played really clean together. A lot of good rotations, a lot of good like communication, I can tell. And yeah, congratulations to the Washington Overwatch team. And unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to the Paris Paper Planes as their season is over.
We do have to say goodbye to them. GG's all around. Now we got to pick a MVP from the Washington Overwatch team. We won't do an interview because I want to go to bed before 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So who would be the MVP in your eyes, Paninii? I'll just let you take the reins here because I was technically part of the last MVP selection for last game. So I'll let you just take it.
Okay.
What's your opinion? Who do you want to gas up?
So, I mean, a lot of the players played really well. I feel bad for Fedora Master because he was just getting hard focused the entire time. Corey had some big plays there. Honestly, if I were to pick one person, I would probably give it to Raz. A very consistent play throughout the entire match. A lot of very big blizzards. A lot of getting the headshot on the right click onto the Pharah on King's Row was really good. But yeah, everyone on that team played really well. But if I were to pick one person, I'd probably pick Raz.
I would agree. That would have been my pick as well. So it looks like we're in alignment. But, yeah, that's going to do it for us here at the Aurora Overwatch Clash for a minute or two until the stream starts again because we got to do the selection show now. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. See who faces who in the next round of Aurora Overwatch Clash.